Hi, I'm Matt.
And I'm Dave.
And welcome to part 5 of the ultimate guide to selling on Amazon. And in this tutorial, we'll be looking at the holy grail of Amazon. Now, up on your screen right now, you have a picture of the holy grail. So, Dave, what on earth could I be comparing the holy grail against Amazon for?
Well, Matt, to put it simply, the buy box accounts for over 82% of all sales on Amazon, which means that if you have the buy box, you've got an 82% more chance of making the sale.
That's right. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to jump straight across to Amazon, and we've got numerous examples here waiting for you. So we've been jumped across to Amazon, Dave, and I've got numerous tabs open, and they're all food processors. However, what we're going to be doing, and I'm going to highlight this on your screen for you, is that we're going to be focusing on the be-all and end-all, or the holy grail, for when it comes to Amazon, which is the buy box. And I've been and highlighted that on the right-hand side of your screen for you. So on this item which we're looking at right now, Amazon actually has the buy box. Myself, as a customer on Amazon, if I was to press the Add to Basket button, I would be purchasing this item from Amazon. However, Dave, can you see that extra section just below there? Other sellers on Amazon.
I can, and I've noticed something very interesting about that.
There's a price discrepancy.
There is. You can actually get it cheaper from one of the other sellers. From Top Notch Sales, they're selling it for a couple of pounds cheaper.
That's right. And again, we're not making this up. Let me just open this up in the new tab. So where it says 37 new from £31.50, is that if I open it up in a new tab and then scroll down, we can see that a third-party seller, i.e. that could quite well be you, has got that item on Amazon for cheaper than Amazon. However, Dave, this is where we get into the dynamics of the buy box. That seller has only got an 88% positive feedback, whereas Amazon, believe it or not, class themselves as 100% of everything.
Of course they do.
As the perfect seller. And again, me and Dave are here laughing about this, but Amazon do class themselves as the perfect business owner. That will be the reason why that other seller probably doesn't have the buy box for that item at this present moment in time.
Another potential point there, Matt, is that Amazon are obviously using Prime as an option, whereas Top Notch Sales are not.
That's right, and we'll get to Amazon Prime later on in this course with you. So let's close that one down. So that's an item where Amazon have put themselves first and have put third-party sellers second. The next item which we've got is another food processor, and then on the right-hand side is that this item is only being sold by this seller, and this seller has been approved, and again, the name for this is a featured seller status. Okay, we will explain more about that later on. And on the right-hand side, it's only this seller which is selling this item, and thus Andrew James UK has access to the buy box. So if us, as a buyer, were to press Add to Basket, we would buy it from Andrew James UK and nobody else, because nobody else is offering this item for sale on Amazon. The next tab which we've got is another food processor, but Dave, this time around, our buy box is slightly different.
Yeah, we don't actually have the Buy Now button, we have See All buying options. So almost the buy box has been removed.
That's right, and the reason for that is because the 4 options to purchase here will be from third-party sellers who have not reached this featured seller status yet. And by the way, featured seller status basically means that you, as a business owner, have proven that you're worthy to sell on Amazon, or in Amazon's eyes. The next tab which we've got is another item, and this item is actually being sold by Amazon, but they're not very competitive on price. So down there on the bottom right hand corner, we can see that we can buy this item from Amazon if we wanted to, but their price is £27.98, whereas the seller Mopodo-UK is £23.59 plus free UK delivery. And we can also see that there's another seller on here, Sender City, for £23.59. And what's probably happening here, Dave, is that there's many different rules which will impact which seller actually gets the big orange button at the top. But at this present moment in time, Amazon will be favouring the seller at the top over the sellers below.
And also, Matt, just don't want to confuse things too much just yet. But to me, this looks like there's some reprices at action, because if you look at the one underneath Sender City, they're a penny more expensive, and 59 is quite a funny price.
Yeah, that's right.
But we'll talk more about reprices in a later tutorial.
Yeah, indeed. But just be aware there are automated tools which can help you win the buy box based upon price, and also repricing rules as well. Now, finally, we've got one extra tab, which is, no surprise, another food processor. However, Dave, can you see what's going on in this one? We caught this one by accident while we were just going through trying to find some examples. What's going on with the buy box on this one, Dave?
This is an interesting one because, as you can see right now, Bargain Unlimited has the buy box with a total price of $24.99. But if you look in the other sellers on Amazon, Amazon themselves are selling it for £18 free delivery. So this is an example of Amazon sharing sales with third-party sellers.
That's right, because remember, Amazon will make money if they sell the product themselves, and they will make money if you sell a product on their behalf. We've been indicated that there are multiple factors which impact your position in the buy box. Now, there are lots of different factors and they all carry different weightings. And again, this is an Amazon proprietary algorithm which works in the background, so we can only ever hazard a guess. But we can make a very, very good educated guess on some of the key factors which would influence you getting the buy box or not getting the buy box. Now, Dave, what are those?
Well, the key factors, Matt, is firstly price. We believe that price is most likely going to be the main factor. And as we're seeing, that tends to be true unless Amazon are sharing sales, perhaps. Then there's obviously, that is a whole nother realm in itself, is the time of day and sharing the buy box with competitors. If it's really close between two businesses, it is known that Amazon will alternate the buy box between different sellers. The amount of stock that you have available can also impact the buy box, as can your shipping time and delivery history as part of your seller performance ratings.
Now, this does get us into a slightly different topic, which is to do with seller ratings, and we have a dedicated tutorial on that at the end of this course for you. But for now, just to give you an insight, Amazon do track your performance. So just like on eBay, for example, that buyers can leave you ratings, but they also track the deliveries and your dispatch time as well, and also the time which it takes you to respond to customer requests too.
Then, Matt, we also take into account professional seller accounts as part of impacting the buy box, as well as what Matt mentioned before about a featured seller status. Now, what is that, Matt?
Now, we're going to be covering that in the next tutorial because there's different types of accounts available, and specifically featured seller status. That basically means is that you've sold on Amazon for a period of time, anywhere between 2 to 6 months, and once that time period has passed, Amazon has basically checked you out and has confirmed that you're going to adhere to the high or very high standards which Amazon expects of you and your business. And it's almost like an on-off switch, Dave, is that when you get the featured seller status, you get sales. And one day you don't have any sales. And again, I'm thinking of a conversation with somebody, say 2 years ago now, and I was speaking to him and he was saying the sales on Amazon are really slow. So I asked him, well, how long have you been selling on Amazon for? It's about 3 months or so now. So I told him, right, go and ring Amazon right now and explain what's going on. And he phoned me up the next day and says, Matt, I've got the featured seller status. I was like, why would you know that? Because I got 32 orders in my inbox this morning. And it was just as clear cut as that.
Like a switch had been flicked.
It's like a switch. Now, to give you a heads up, we do have a massive tip for you at the end of this course on how you can get in contact with Amazon. Now, you have no promises on this, but we can tell you the right things to ask for to expedite this process so you don't have to wait 2 to 6 months. Now, it's really straightforward to do, and you'll find out very quickly if you're going to be eligible for that as well. Oh, and there's 2 other factors as well for the buy box. Number 1, the product must be a brand new product. No refurbished products will ever appear in the buy box. And also FBA. Now, you may not have heard that term before, FBA. And what does that stand for, Dave?
FBA stands for Fulfilled by Amazon, and that is basically Amazon's own fulfillment company, which means that you, as a third-party seller, can send your products straight to the Amazon warehouse and let Amazon deal with all the pick, pack, and dispatching of your products.
That's right, and if your product is in Fulfillment by Amazon, or FBA for short, then your products would then be available for Prime customers to purchase that item so that they can have that item delivered next day, for example, too. So in summary, that buy box is the holy grail for when it comes to Amazon. And as Dave mentioned back at the beginning, around 82% of all sales on Amazon go specifically through that buy box. So with that said, from myself, Matt.
And from me, Dave.
Cheerios.